So now we have the complete stash of Dark Souls, the base game, Dark Souls, the board game, the base game, the expansions. It's out here in the wild. We've got summons, we've got invaders, we've got mimics, we've got more monsters, we've got the true Darkwood, the Iron Keep, mega bosses. It is a complete ecosystem in itself. Being a completionist, being a Dark Souls enthusiast, and enjoying the game engine and the AI for what it is. Some things it does really well, some things a little clunky. It really has to fit your player personality. And we explored a little bit of that. I pushed up some Dark Souls content to my channel under the board gaming playlist. But in looking at that, of course, you want more. You want more. If you like something, you want more. I don't think we're going to see a round 2 for Dark Souls. Simply because to resecure the IP or just for something that is so specific and player gamer personality specific to invest in like a part 2. This is not like Zombicide where you can spin off any type of second wave or reboot or reprint and it's just going to go. I think it's done. What that means now it gets turned over to the modding community and the enthusiast community. And for a long time, this might be just my take on it, might not be entirely accurate. For a long time, game variants and other parts of the community, fan stuff and fan-based expansions, that was the domain of Board Game Geek, BGG, the file section. It's still there. There's still some really interesting stuff, mainly for older games. But Facebook apparently seems to be where it's at. Just with Hero Quest, with Dark Souls, with Massive Darkness, fan content, fan cards, fan mission, print on demand, pictures, terrain, painted stuff, everything. And this got me thinking. A poster was adding more monsters to Dark Souls. And they had the model line they were using. Some of them were giant rats. And they had the cards made up that you could print on demand that looked 99% just perfect. So that got me thinking. You guys know I love my dungeon crawlers. Dark Souls Dark Dungeons. What about generating tiles, dungeon tiles, and they could be filled out to print out on a single board with the nodes to activate within the corridors and the tiles and the rooms, spawn points, treasure points, activity points, all that, closed by doors. And when you open a door, you spawn in those nodes. And maybe another system to back spawn nodes. I'm kind of pulling on the idea of the invader with the spark. And now taking that Dark Souls experience, and by dungeon, it could be the sewers, it could be internally somewhere, but really to kind of get that dungeon crawling feel. I think that would be really, really interesting. And that's a mod actually I've been kicking around and considering myself, and having it be an open-ended dungeon in that you go in and it's going to randomly spawn rooms and randomly spawn stuff, essentially giving you souls. And instead of a bonfire to reset, it would be at some point you're going to have a random draw and it'll be the end boss to fight. Whatever mini boss or main boss, whatever you want to put in. I don't think mega bosses would be down there, but something to that extent. And I'm excited to see, again, Dark Souls being a very kind of specific type of player personality playing the game, the good, the bad, the faults, and all in the mechanics of the system. The fan content seems very, very strong. Seems very, very powerful with what's being put out there. And it would be interesting to see it grow in ways beyond the original game. Because, again, I think it's kind of done. The IP is solid, and it would be just too much of an uphill battle to try and have a Dark Souls 2 or a reprint or some sort of officially sanctioned expansion. So, look, we'll go underground and we'll go remote and we'll do the fan-based content stuff.